Some people spend their whole lives working and still end up with little or almost nothing. It's not for lack of effort, nor is it always because of lack of money. It's because of silent habits that drain you little by little every day. Quietly, without warning, without pain. Until when you realize it, it's too late. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 behaviors that silently destroy your wealth, and you don't even notice they're there. And if you really want to turn your financial key and start building freedom with awareness, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this kind of content might be exactly what you needed to start your turnaround. Let's jump straight to the 5 habits that might be holding you back, without you even realizing it. Sometimes financial destruction doesn't start with a huge debt or a disastrous decision. It starts with a $2.40 daily coffee, a delivery order that became routine, a subscription you don't even remember having. This is disguised loss of control. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It convinces you it's just a small expense. Just today, you deserve it. And little by little, it takes thousands of dollars from you every year. Let's do a quick calculation. $3 a day on random expenses, like snacks, rideshare apps, unnecessary treats, adds up to more than $90 per month. That's more than $1,200 a year evaporating from your life without leaving any trace of value. Now stop and think, what could you do with $1,200? Invest? Pay off debt? Create an emergency fund? Finance a project? The problem isn't the expense itself. The problem is the automatic nature. It's thinking $3 doesn't make a difference when, in fact, it's the difference between staying stuck and starting to build. The truth is, these small habits don't stop you from getting rich overnight. They just keep you in the same place, year after year. And that's the most dangerous part. And the worst? You even know you're doing it, but pretend you don't see it. Now, if this has bothered you, wait until you see the next habit. It doesn't just affect your wallet. It affects the way you think about money. And it could be sabotaging everything since your childhood. There's a kind of poverty that doesn't show up on your bank statement. It lives in your mind. It's that voice that says, "This isn't for me. Rich people are born rich. It's no use trying. I'll never be able to save money." This is the hidden scarcity mindset. And the worst part is, many times, it doesn't sound negative. It seems realistic. It seems prudent. It seems down to earth. But the truth is, this way of thinking is like an anchor. It keeps you stuck in the same place while the world moves on. You earn money, but you keep saying investing isn't for you. You see opportunities, but say it's not the right time. It's too risky. And this kind of thinking doesn't come out of nowhere. It's learned, inherited, often from your upbringing, your culture, the examples you grew up around. But if you keep operating through this lens, you'll keep sabotaging yourself even when you have real chances to grow. Changing this mindset isn't about becoming an overly optimistic person. It's about stopping seeing money as the enemy, as scarce, as something unreachable. Because money doesn't respect those who live in fear of it. And as long as scarcity keeps driving your decisions, you'll earn, spend, and start over, never accumulating. Now hold on. The next habit is even more dangerous. Because it looks like stability, but in practice, it puts you in an invisible cage called stagnation. There's a kind of prison with no bars or locks, but it keeps millions of people trapped for life. A financial routine that never changes. Work, pay bills, survive until next month, and do it all again. At first glance, it seems normal. It seems like everything is under control. After all, you're not in debt, right? You pay everything on time. But if your financial life is on repeat mode, without growth, without savings, without building, that's not control. That's stagnation with a fancy name. Most people live like this. They even try hard, work hard, but they're running on a treadmill, They get tired, sweat, wear out, and don't move forward. Know why? Because accepting the same old thing became a kind of comfort. There's no money left to invest. This year was tough, next year I'll start. Now's not the time to think about that. And so the years go by. Until one day you look back and realize you lived 10 years the same way. The same income, the same bills, the same zero balance at the end of the month. And the cruelest part, that cycle seems safe, but it's stopping you from experiencing any chance of evolution. In the next habit, you'll see how many people feel empowered by buying. But in reality, they're cornering themselves financially, installment by installment. Have you noticed how everything today seems affordable? New phone, TV, clothes, courses, furniture. Just look at the price per installment. And voila, it seems doable. The problem is exactly that. You're not buying a product, you're buying the illusion of access. Paying in installments is the most elegant self-deception of modern finance. It's like saying, I can afford it, when in reality, you're passing the weight to your future self to pay the bill. A $800 phone in 12 installments of $74 looks acceptable. Until you add that to your credit card bill, the streaming subscriptions, the course you split into 6 payments, the gift divided into 3, and that other, I'll see later, that snowballs. With each installment, you feel more in control. But the truth is, the more you pay in installments, the less you own your money. And don't be fooled, the market knows this. That's why everything is installment-based. Everything comes easy. Because they know the weakness many people carry, immediacy. Impulse buying gives momentary pleasure. But the bill is the monthly reminder that you traded freedom for haste. If you can't pay cash with peace of mind, maybe it's not time to buy yet. And if that hurt, the next habit goes even deeper. Because not planning is the easiest way to lose control without realizing you lost it. The most dangerous habit of all may seem the most harmless. Not planning, not tracking expenses, not knowing how much comes in, how much goes out, how much is left, no clear goals. Not thinking about the next 3, 6, or 12 months. I'm just living. But living without direction is like driving at night with broken headlights on a road you don't know. And the problem is simple. You will always spend more than you should and less than you could invest. Those without a plan are always putting out fires, reacting, running after losses. The absence of a plan doesn't keep you at zero. It puts you in the negative, because every day you don't decide where your money goes, it leaves without asking permission. And the good news is you don't need an MBA in finance to start. You need a clear vision, how much you earn, how much you really spend, and how much you could be building month after month. It can be on a spreadsheet, a notebook, or a simple app, but it needs to exist. Because if you don't know where you're going, you'll accept any destination. And when it comes to money, any destination almost always means debt, frustration, and stagnation. Now that you know the 5 silent habits draining your wealth, it's time to take the next step. And that's exactly what I'll show you now. In the closing dot, now that you know the 5 silent habits draining your wealth, it's clear they don't shout, don't attack, they just whisper. They numb you, distract you, and slowly push you away from the financial freedom you seek. How many of these habits have you identified in your routine? If it's 2 or more, know that you're not alone. Most people are in the same situation. But here's the good news. Awareness is the first step toward real change. And to help you with this turnaround, I've prepared a simple spreadsheet that will show you exactly where your money is going. It's linked here in the description, ready to download and start using today. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. And leave your like, because that really helps me keep bringing content that truly transforms. And hey, it doesn't stop here. In the next video, I'll show you the first 3 real steps to start building wealth. even if you're starting with less than $20. This is not an empty promise. It's a strategy that really works. See you there.